Hey everybody, this is Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. I'm over at my friend Elena's house again today, and we're going to make some coconut milk for you. She's got these nice small brown coconuts here, but first I'm going to walk you over here and show you where she's getting the water for this from. She's getting the water from a whole different type of coconut. These grow in the yard, on the tree in the yard.
Try and get it all out.
As you can see, there's quite a good yield in these big old coconuts. No fancy tools here, just beat this thing on a rock. That's how we do it. That's how we do it down here.
That's right. Come on.
So anyhow, you can use any source of good fresh water for this coconut milk, but nothing beats this fresh coconut water.
This is young coconut water.
I wanted to get a little... What's the difference in these two different types of coconuts, Lelena?
So this is young coconut. This is this color, and has a very thick husk around the shell of the coconut inside that contains the water. And it doesn't have the time for the meat to form. So it's just water. And it's pretty sweet, the water. And I just need this. We just clean up all the little bits that went through there by pouring it through a cheesecloth. Or in my case, it's an old men's shirt, a woven old men's shirt, very old. 100% cotton. And it does the trick quite nicely. Takes all the little bits of the husk that came in with the water. Now, I'm just going to rinse out my little Vitamix here and put this right into the mix. Beautiful. And I have, this is old coconut. So this is a coconut that I would find myself buying in Toronto if I was there. It usually comes with shrink wrapped with a hairy, hard outside. And so that would be the inside after you take the husk off. And there's water inside, but the water is actually not that great. It's not as good as the young coconut water. So I'm just going to put most of this in here. Maybe that's 1.5. I got the other half here. I have some water from the inside of that. I might as well pour that through. It's got bits in it, but we're going to filter it again.
So you've basically put about 1.5 of these older coconuts in there.
Yeah. And then 2 of the new coconut milk. So now we just blend away and we mix all this coconut meat up. And if you mix it too much, it almost becomes like a jelly and it doesn't actually go through a sieve.
Speaking of your Vitamix, I think you've told me this before. With the coconut milk, you can actually, it's a little bit softer, you can actually make this coconut milk in a regular blender, right?
Absolutely.
This isn't quite as tough on the, you don't need as much strength as you do for the almond milks or the nut milks.
This definitely can be done with a regular blender. And I don't know if you can see the texture. There's like little bits of coconut in here. So you don't want to take away those bits. Those bits you want to be captured in the sieve.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pour this in here.
And another one too, you don't really need a special, like you need a nut bag for the nut milks. You can pretty much just use any kind of colander or pasta strainer.
Yeah, this is my nut bag.
Right.
And really it's unnecessary to use with this because all the bits are really caught in here.
Gotcha.
Once we have our dehydrator, we will be taking this pulp and we will be dehydrating it, and then we'll have shredded coconut flakes.
And will this be as good as
can make
if it hasn't
desserts
been,
out of
in
this.
other words, this is still just as good even though it's been,
Coconut.
you've
Well,
used,
it's less flavor. because
Right.
A lot of the flavor has come out into the water, into the milk that we're making.
right?
But it's still usable as like desserts if you were to mix like, you
Gotcha.
know, a nut butter with maybe some, you know, maple syrup and you know, dried fruit.
Right.
Be delicious.
Nice.
And it act as, you know, bulk. If you're gonna make some, you know, nut bars or something, this would be great dehydrated coconut to put in there.
Bliss balls. It's good to roll them in.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll make her give up her recipe and do some bliss balls for us one of these days as I'm talking about that, because they're really good rolled
No,
in the
it's not really
coconut.
a recipe. It's like whatever you got and it makes sense. Put it in there and it'll be delicious. If you start, that's what I find. You know, you just start off with all delicious things on their own.
Right.
You put them together, it just makes it more dynamically delicious. But as long as it's delicious from the beginning. So whatever yummy nuts that I have, you know, if you use honey, some people don't like honey. I actually have maple syrup that people brought me from Canada.
Canadian maple syrup.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn that down, huh?
I'm kidding. Oh, mine's really special too. It even comes like in a maple leaf bottle.
Nice.
Okay, so here we go. There's the rest. I was actually gonna have oatmeals and banana and this milk for breakfast.
Now let's put this in perspective for some of the people up in North America. What's the total cost of the supplies in this? I'm guessing about, geez, I'm guessing $1. Well, two of the water comes from the garden. You got 1.5 coconuts. I don't know exactly how much coconuts are. Maybe $1 a piece for a coconut. Maybe $1.50.
Yeah,
So,
like here they are. I think it. I don't know, like
so
$5 for
so
one.
you're making this milk for very cheap.
Yeah.
It's
cheaper than buying
almonds.
pasteurized hormone.
Oh, absolutely.
GMO, corn-fed,
Right.
cow, 18 million different cows in one jug.
But even with the good stuff.
I was a milk connoisseur. I loved milk. Milk was my, I could drink a liter of 2% a day, no problem.
Right.
And I haven't had any milk in 2 years.
Nice.
You know, like milk, I've had ice cream and stuff
Right.
like that, but I've had cream cheese, but no, milk, I don't drink milk anymore, so that's a big thing for me since I was really an avid milk drinker for
Nice.
many years. I still love milk, and this is like dreamy for me. Look at it, it's like whipped at the top. This is all the coconut, and you see that? This is all the coconut oil foaming on the top. Ooh, it's wonderful.
Folks, I'm going to tell you, I don't know how good you're able to see that, but I remember one time before when Lelania made this, and she gave me a little bowl of cream. This was the sickest, most off-the-hook taste I've ever had in my life. I mean, it was just like, it's decadent. And see, that's the thing about this. You're not giving up. This tastes better than regular milk.
Before that, you can see the cream bit coming out slowly on top. You can see that creamy bits. Boink. Oh,
Look at that.
that. Okay, would you like some?
Absolutely.
Salud.
Cheers. Thanks, Lelania. We'll see you again soon,
For the
I'm sure.
cacao, for after the fermentation.
Absolutely.